Welcome to the Bright Lights Podcast, presented by Clovercrest Media Group. Welcome to the Bright Lights Podcast. I am Joe McGuire along with Automars. It is episode 1, and it is the unveiling not only of the podcast, but Automars has come up. And if you follow us on Instagram, and you definitely need to do that, you will see he has unveiled his top 25 best high school teams here in the state of Connecticut for the 2023-2024 season. And you were just at the game the other night, the Norwich Free Academy game. You sent me, and I pulled some video on that, and so we'll be playing that. And all throughout the season, we invite people visit the Bright Lights Podcast. Right, we would love to post your videos, moms and dads, coaches, whoever. You want to share your videos, we would love to air it on here. So, Mars, you have done an insane amount of work getting yourself prepared for episode 1 and your top 25 list. So, without further ado, could you please, starting at number 25, tell us who are the best women's basketball teams in the state?
Starting off with number 25, Coggin-Chog, the Blue Devils out of the Shoreline Conference. Went 21-5, strong, balanced team. I'm looking forward to them making noise in that small class, and they're gonna do big things. We got 24, actually, Pomperog. Pomperog's a very interesting team. They lost a lot. They lost Claudia Schneider, she was a great player. Actually witnessed them play against Windsor last year out in New Britain, the Class L semifinals, and which they beat Windsor, went on to the state championship to play one of our top teams that's coming up. 23 is Fairfield Ludlow, Class LL finalists last year. They lost to Hamden. Lost a lot, but still they have some balance, and the Falcons, they have a little bit of legacy in the CIAC conference. 22, which people might think is a little low, is kind of West Hartford, the Red Wolves. And they have two great players in Emily Knowles and Kaylee Cosgrove, and watch out for them. Very, very, very balanced team. Which leads to 21, which played 24 last year in the state championship, is E.O. Smith, led by Paige Rayner. Awesome team. Very, very, very solid background. They're defending Class L champions, and I'm looking for them to make some noise, which I actually watched them last night play New London. 20, West Haven. West Haven, the Blue Devils, very, very solid squad. Out of the SEC conference. Last year they went 19-7, made it to the quarterfinals, and I'm looking for very, very strong things from the Blue Devils this year. 19 is the Cromwell Panthers, also out the Shoreline Conference, a perennial Class M, Class SMM, top team, and overall, I feel Cromwell always had a strong program. My sleeper right here, I'm not even gonna lie, at 18, Fairfield Ward out of the FCIAC conference. They have 6 players that's at least 5'10" or better. They have Rand Goldman. She's a very, very, very solid player. They're kind of my dark horse in Class LL. So yeah, they're sitting at 18, but they won't be at 18 for a long time.
Keep an eye on them.
Yep. Yeah, no, please keep the bull's eye on them, because they're gonna have a target. 17 is Glastonbury. Out of the CCC, Glastonbury's always strong. They won 19-5 last year, led by Madison Handaran, and very, very talented team. 16 is Immaculate. They have a lot of young players, a couple bigs in the post. They're out of the Southwest Conference, and I'm looking for great things from the Mustangs this year. 15 out of the SEC also is the Han Madison Tigers. A very, very young team, but a scrappy team. and I'm looking for them to surprisingly sneak up on some teams that they're gonna play. 14 is a special one, and this is Valley Regional. Valley Regional actually is not playing this year due to not having enough players on their team, so they had to forfeit their season.
Oh,
They're class M, I believe, state finalists. Either class M or class S, I believe, which they lost to East Hampton last year. They were out of the Shoreline Conference, and I still had to nominate them because for the girls who worked hard on that team, they had a lot of accomplishments. So salute to them. Salute to Valley
respect.
Regional.
Absolutely.
Thank you. And 13 is Colby Cathedral Bridgeport out of the Southwest Conference. They made the Class S state finals last year, which they lost to Northwest Catholic. A very talented team, and I'm looking for them to get far again this year. 12 is Windsor, led by Anna Franks. She's the Max Prep's #1 basketball player in the state. And also her mother is my acting coach. Shout out Shanae Franks. Very
Small
great.
world.
Yeah, yeah. And awesome family and an awesome team. So I'm looking for them to make a lot of noise. And at 11, we have Mercy Middletown, the Tigers, which were a Class Double M finalists, excuse me, which they lost to New London. Lost a good amount of players, but they have a lot of talent coming back. So I'm looking forward to the legendary Mercy Middletown Tigers to still make noise. And
So far, fantastic list.
thank you.
Fantastic list. I like where you're going with this. So now let's break in to your top 10.
Buddy, we got that. Got that top 10 here, which we're starting off with the Simsbury Trojans, led by Amanda Gallagher. Very, very talented team. Out of the CCC conference, went 21-5 last year. Which they fell to Windsor, I believe, in the second round, and I think they're gonna push to get a little bit further this year. So watch out for Simsbury. Number 9 out of the FCIAC conference is the Eric Lovett led St. Joseph Cadets. Went 20-5 last year. Very solid team. Very, very, very well coached. So, they all play together, and I'm looking forward to them really making some noise, which they moved up in Class Double L, the largest conference in the CIAC.
Mhm.
Number 8 is Class S, which moved up to Class M, but Class S champion Northwest Catholic. Shout out to Maeve Russian, which is Rebecca's Lobo's daughter. And they have also Maeve Staunton, Abby Casper. And I feel like this young nucleus can probably have the chance to pull off a couple state championships. They won 17-8 last year, was in a high seed, and they just ran through Class S. And I'm looking forward to those Lions in the CCC. Um, Number 7 is Newtown, and Newtown. I actually peeped them in NFA square off Saturday, which they got the win over NFA 46-39. Izzy Caro, Izzy Kanan is a great player, great guard in the making, and they're very talented, very fast. The scrappy Nighthawks, I call them. Number 6, we have ding 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 the bell ringers. Liana Simone and Jackie
Nice.
Russell in East Hampton. East Hampton, coached by Sean Russell, I believe. A great program. Out of a small rural town in Connecticut, which built an awesome basketball community. They're the defending Class M champions. They went 26-1 last year, and I'm looking for them to continue that streak on to this year. So, shout out to East Hampton. Go Bell Ringers. Um, Number 5 is SHA. SHA stands for Sacred Heart Academy. The
Mhm.
Sharks, out of the SEC conference, 20-6, have a loaded squad. SHA, they're like supremely coached. They run the floor in transition. They kind of remind me like the UConn woman closest to how they play. They play,
What a
man.
compliment.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. And they have a talented player, and I believe Megan Kursick and Lauren Thompson. So shout out to the Sharks. Number 4, we have Holy Cross out of the NVL, Holy Cross Waterbury. They're led by Miss Lomax, I call her. Corinne Lomax, 6 feet, 6'1" post. Very talented. They have a young squad, and I'm looking for them to do big things in Class L this year, which I think they really have a chance to make it far. Or number 3, I'd say Newington with Bella Kukota. That's one of the first high school players I've seen get an NIL deal, and plus locally. And she's a shooter, man. She's a killer. She's a killer. She's inside. She's outside. A 5'11" guard forward. And the Northeasters are looking to start that storm, man. They went 20-5, and I'm expecting them to be in that second weekend in March. And it leads down to my top 2. So my number 2 is the New London Whalers, man, coached by Tammy Millsaps, a great coach. She coached at Capital Prep, and they're led by Serenity Lancaster, amazing player. She's D1 caliber, 6'2". She can shoot the 3. She can run the floor, and she's a star in the making. They won the Class MM championship with just what 6 to 7 players. 6 to 7 players. They beat Mercy
Wow.
last year, and knowing these 6 to 7 players gave they all barely could sub off the bench and still won a state championship, which they won 21-6 last year versus a lot of out of state competition. So shout out New London.
If you're following
Oh,
if you're following this women's basketball here in Connecticut, you
yes.
already probably know who the number 1 team is. I would assume it's the obvious omission, and a fantastic program. Who do you have, Jamar, as your number 1 team in the state of Connecticut?
Oh man. Before I reveal my number 1 team, I just wanted to say shout out to all the high school teams and all the players who are attempting to do what they love, to do what they're passionate about, and to continue to do that, and to continue to be passionate about what you do, whether it's basketball or anything that you concentrate on in life. And me saying that, my number 1 is the Hamden Green Dragons, undefeated. They went 27-0. They have 3 players in the Bright Light CT top 25 in each class. They have the Philpotts twins, which are amazing. They're committed to the College of Charleston. Alana and Leah, I could call them double trouble, double dragon. I could call them, like to the hard way. But they're amazing with their point guard, Gianna Drummond, a little scrappy Jen Rosati type point guard, and I'm looking for them to possibly repeat.
You think they're going to
Um,
run the table again? You think
yeah,
another
yeah,
undefeated season championship?
yeah, they're in that talk for a repeat in the SEC and the Class Double L. A very fast, well coached team. At times it's hard stopping them. Have fun, So Hamden, Class Double L champion last year, 27-0. Already off to a hot start. Hamden had a big win over Fitch, which is a great team as well out of the ECC conference. And shout out Hamden. I'm looking forward to you guys to really make some noise. So, Bright Light CT top 25. If you wanted to reach us on any clips, postings, or interested in an interview or a collab, you can reach us at the brightlightct1 at Gmail or the brightlightct1 on Instagram. Clovercrest Media on Facebook and all the outlets, and catch us. We want student section shout outs. Who has the best student section in Connecticut? And we just want to know Hey, if you want to be in the bright lights, come be a part. Come see
You
us.
know,
We might be at a school near you.
you and I have been talking about this, the basketball capital of the world here in Connecticut,
Oh
and there
yeah,
is
which it is.
so many fantastic teams all across the state. And for far too long, it's been neglected. And it's time, as you say, to shine the bright lights on these young ladies. And we're so excited about that. By the way, killer top 25 list. In the
Yeah.
next episode, you're going to do your top 25 players by class.
Yes, yes, I am. Yes, I am. And I'm looking forward because it's a lot of talent out there in Connecticut, that showcase. And sometimes we're overlooked as a small state, or we're between other states, but no, we're right there. We're right there. So we're gonna unveil each class from the seniors, the juniors, and the sophomores. In the middle of the year, we're gonna have a freshman list. Right now, we're kind of watching on the freshmen that's breaking into the high school game. So, be on the lookout, guys. Trust me, you're not gonna want to miss these top 25 classes.
And as Jamar just said, listen, hit us up. Let us know if there's people, there's young ladies and teams all over the state that need to get the spotlight put on them. We're thrilled to do it. We're actually going to call a couple of games this year as well. I mean,
Yes, we
really,
are.
really trying to
We
give these
are.
ladies the love and respect that they deserve because we're really, you you sent me a video the other day, and I got to tell you, man, what a great game. It was fun to watch. I pulled a bunch of clips from that game, so we're gonna start circulating a lot of that during the show. We'll each episode kind of break down some of the bigger games again. In our next
Oh yeah.
episode, Jamar will give you his top 25 players. Going to break it down by class,
And
but yeah.
Oh no, I just wanted to say shout out to Norwich Free Academy, Coach Courtney Gomez. It was the Norwich Free Academy East Lyme game, the first home game for Norwich Free Academy. Their sleeper team also. Shout out Emily Orcott, shout out Jordan Bay Kent, shout out Nevaeh York, and shout out the whole Wildcat squad. I'm looking forward to you guys when we're gonna definitely be at your high school very soon. So looking forward. So
All right, so here is episode 1 in the books. Again, you could check out the entire top 25 list if you go to our social media. It is the Bright Lights Podcast. And again, you can also go to clovercrestmedia.com/the Bright Lights Podcast. That will be basically the website and centerpiece for all that we do. One more time, Jamar, give them the email address if they want to get in touch and give a little love to some of these teams and players.
yeah, show some love and reach out at the brightlightct1@gmail.com. Or if you want to go on social media, the brightlightct1 at IG and Clovercrest Media on Facebook. And you'll see us on outlets everywhere. We're going to be like Santa Claus. This is the season. The bright lights, baby. We're coming. We're coming for you.
We are.
Basketball capital of the world.
Yeah, baby. We are so excited for this new podcast. Like I said, I just think for far too long, when you look at the state, you look at the state of basketball, obviously UConn, we've got the Connecticut Sun. We're going to, of course, not forget about those teams throughout the season as well. But our focus
Absolutely.
is going to be, as you said, the CIAC high schools. And again, going to spotlight and highlight players and carry it through all season long. It's going to be very exciting.
Oh, yeah.
And again, if you want us at your school, get in touch. We would love to do it. We're so excited to be shining the bright lights on all these great young ladies and these fantastic programs. It's going to be a great season. Things are certainly underway at this point. So over the next couple of days, we're going to start releasing our top 25 players by class. So make sure you look for that. For Jamar Smith, I am Joe Aguirre. Thank you so much for checking out episode 1 of the Bright Lights Podcast. We'll see you soon.
Thank you, guys.